Year 7, Lesson 2 of Selection in Python. Last session we talked about the string data type. That's the data type in Python that has the quotation marks around it. We talked about the integer data type, where that was whole numbers. We also got Python to output some text to screen in the terminal in what's known as the by using the print command. We didn't talk about these. These are comments. Which don't get seen when you run the program, but they're really useful for the programmer to understand what their program does. So you'll see them used quite a lot. So they are important, but they don't actually do anything in your program. Anyway, so we're going to go to Codio Lesson 2 on the projects from Schoology, and here's the first example. We'll run it. You've got a comment, first example. You don't see that. You've got the integer 10 being assigned to the variable x. We've got the string x being printed, then the variable x being printed. Notice line 4 is actually the cause of this 10 appearing here. So it doesn't print the letter x again, it prints the variable x that contains 10. Here we've got the string blue being assigned to the variable color, and finally we're printing for the first time 2 strings, and strings, well, if you want to print many things, you can print many things on one line this way using the comma to separate them. And that's why it's saying my favorite color is, and that's this first string. And then the print command is putting, because there's a comma there, it puts a space in. It separates them by default with a space. And then it puts the variable blue, which is all that's happening there. Obviously, programs will be more useful if we can get something from the user. So in this program, when we run it, it'll ask us for something. And the reason the program has stopped and has given us this white square is because of this line. It's quite a powerful line. What it's doing is it's waiting for me to type something. And then when I do type something, it'll take whatever I type and it will do exactly what we've been doing before and plonk it into the variable n. So what is my name? My name is Mr. Attenborough. Doesn't matter that I've put a space in there. That can be assigned to the variable n, and then you can see hello Mr. Attenborough is being printed because of the next line. So be very careful with the input function. It does need, just like the print one, except you can actually write things inside the brackets, but you don't need to. So we're going to print what is your name and then input something. Line 6, we're making it shorter. This is just what I was just talking about. So what is your name is being put inside the input brackets. So it's a little bit shorter, but it does the same thing. What is your name? My name is Still, Mr. Attenborough. Hello, Still, Mr. Attenborough, and so on. So you get the idea. You can do more. So you can ask any question you like. You can come up with a variable name, Q equals input, how old are you, and so on. You can get it to print that and so on. And a little bit of practice we're going to add to our little conversation from last lesson. And what we've got here, if we run this one, hello, what is your first name? My first name is Ian. Hello Ian, how old are you? I am currently 35. I'm a bit older than what hobby do you have? Computing. How about that? I like computing. I like to calculate pi to a large number of decimal places. Nice talking to you, Ian. Bye. So it's almost pretending to be a chatbot of some sort, but actually it's quite a stupid program. It's not doing a huge amount. It's just asking questions, assigning the result to a variable, and then it's printing out something. It doesn't have to print necessarily. In this context, it's always going to say, I like your hobby. So my hobby was computing. It's always going to say, I like my hobby. Of course, the next question you might be asking is, what if I want the computer to do something if they say something? Maybe it'll say something different, and that's obviously where we're going next. But for this activity, I think you've got to add, what have you got to add? Where are we on? We're on lesson 2. Can you add 4 more questions and answers to have a conversation with computers? So can you make it look a little bit cleverer, or maybe give it some more questions? We've got name, age, and hobby, so add 4 more.